reputation.
Things are about to get dicey.
So it is the clothes then. I don't want to like just kill everyone. Cause like, and then you lose reputation too. So there's got to be a way to find these clothes and put them on. Is it these? The old embroidered? See, in no way, shape, or form though did they tell you to change your clothes in the journal, which confuses people. They're sailor ones. Oh god, he's seen me. I was trying to walk out quick before I got seen. Alright, so I gotta find some sailor uniforms that I can put on. And then I should be able to just walk right in there like normal. Wear their faction clothes.
Greenblood, do you need?
I must leave you.
Yeah, it's very vague. I just I don't get it. Let me talk to.
Sir, you still have.
Have no fear.
I'm still.
Be back
He
soon,
doesn't help
Captain.
me at all. And then they don't give you like a hint, like where's the dry cleaner that's that has these clothes at? I'm just supposed to look around for it. Storeroom. Where's the like medieval dry cleaners? How am I supposed to find these clothes? Oh, I didn't mean to put a marker. Did I put a marker? I didn't mean to do that. Just do another quest. Alright, I guess I'll switch it up for now then. We'll see. We'll try other stuff. See what happens.
Sir, you still haven't found your cousin.
Have no fear.
I'm still.
I will find my cousin eventually. Ask about the cabin boy.
This Jonas, does he have any close friends amongst the crew?
In tradition, we are all members of the same family.
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish. You'll find them over there.
Where they're in port.
Be back soon, Captain.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's quite strange. Search the smuggler's
Perhaps we'll
belongings.
discover some useful information.
Hello.
Good day. Someone told me that you're a friend of Jonas's, the young cabin boy who's gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain.
Happy to hear he's taken the disappearance seriously.
Ask you about the cabin boy.
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary?
Maybe a tad troubled.
Why would that be? Give me your
Why? I haven't the faintest idea.
Ask about his habitual comings and goings.
What does Jonas do in his free
Yeah,
time?
it's a weird
when you're
start.
on land?
I don't.
She
like,
just hangs around here
It's
or
just
there.
vague. They give you really
You know
vague,
the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages.
kind of
and when evening
directions
comes, we
so
usually
far.
go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never.
Not to say I need
sips his
hand
pint like
holding
it was
through
bad
games like
medicine.
this. It's just a case where like
One drink
I think
lasts
it's
him the whole
you
night.
need some basic, a basic knowing of like they need to give you like a basic knowing of what how things work, in a sense.
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment.
I don't know where to start with this.
No. Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest,
Drinks a little more
the
than
itch for a
should.
drink gets us all, but to him more than others. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard... I called back to him, as you guessed, but then not...
Okay.
I need to be going. Farewell.
Yeah, like Dragon Age, for instance, like they give you a better kind of understanding. It seemed like to like most of it in this, at least for the start, is like tutorialized as opposed to like having it be I guess like a little bit more in the game itself instead of just like a pop-up that shows you something.
Good day, sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been crying to the 9 death winds. You think?
He was taken.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few
Yeah, you
tumblers
get thrown
in the
to the
belly,
wolves.
I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand? Well, those brutes were there.
Why didn't you intervene?
I tried to, believe.
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well the captain. No, not telling him that.
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? You think
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get around. Did Jonas seem troubled to you?
maybe? For sure he wasn't his usual self.
Do you know what was on his mind?
No. No idea.
Did anyone else see the kidnapping?
Yeah, that's
There
kind
was
of like
still a small crowd in the tavern.
that's kind of bad.
But outside, I seem to recall
like-
that regular being there.
What's the word? It's like
We played cards
I don't know,
with him
bad
from time to
gameplay
time.
in a
Kind of
sense?
fellow who plays from morning to night time to be
around
that
nature,
skilled.
it's like
But now
there
and
should
again
be
he
other
comes
ways
out.
that you can go
When
about it,
nature calls, you know.
and that they shouldn't be
I
locked behind
kind of remember
certain
his
skills that
face
you can't
being
get.
there.
I assume you're gonna be able to come back here, maybe, and do stuff.
Thank you, Lara.
Strange story, this is.
Something isn't right here, I can feel it. We need to lift a veil on this.
Yeah, quest design is not the greatest. So far, at least. I have 2 new clients. They want to go to Al Sayed, and the Inquisitors are on their heels. Yeah, like, a quest item should be craftable regardless. You shouldn't need a certain skill. It's a quest item. It's under quest because it's for, like, quests, you know? It should be, like, it shouldn't... Because they're locking you out of a side quest, basically. It doesn't make any sense. If there's gonna be more of that, that's it. That's gonna be annoying. You're gonna have to like level up everything basically with fear of like being locked out of certain things, as opposed to like trying to gear yourself toward a certain like spec, like a certain stat. You're basically gonna have to all around level yourself, and like that just sounds weird. Like weird for them to force you to, you know.
Tavern keeper. I'm looking for a Naut, a young cabin boy who's been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A Naut, you say? That's not a lot to go on. There are quite a
According to one of his fellows, he would have been
Yeah,
taken
that makes
right
no
here.
sense.
a
For them to do
kidnapping.
that.
In my establishment.
Maybe it'll get patched out or
You
something.
sure
I don't know.
jest. Or at least I
It
hope
just seems
you do.
weird.
I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water.
Someone told me about one of your faithful clients. A big gambler, it would seem.
I
As you
see.
got further, yeah.
An
I guess this is
able-bodied
probably
man
like a slow start.
passes his time lightening the pouches
Here's
of
hoping,
sailors
because
coming
that's not a
through.
good sign
Where might I find him at
when the
this time?
start is so
Here.
rough like this.
He would never give away his
It-
chair at his table. Anything else?
A start to a game is what
I need to be
what
off.
sells a person.
Goodbye.
You know? And the setting is, I'm liking the setting. I really do enjoy it. It's not fun to have those types of stuff stop you.
Who are you? I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
No,
I like seeing these
I've no
plague
fear about
victims
that.
too. It's kind of
it's for a different reason.
reminiscent
that
of
I'm here. I'm looking
how
for
Fallout
a Naut
had
that
the, like,
disappeared 2 days ago.
the zombie
After
people.
visiting this
I forget what they're called.
establishment, a young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
But you would think that they would know though as well. I mean, they've made quite a few games in like this type of vein, which it's just like they're getting there, but they're still rocky on the start of each of these types of games.
Tell me
happened
what
during the
happened
game?
that evening.
A rich merchant came in with a band of
Like, I think the last one was
strong arms.
Technomancer,
The kind of
which
man
was
you can
just, like,
round up for a few coins.
Horrible mess.
If you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather, and I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him if that's what it was.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if, and he must
Worried
have been
about
right to be
something.
nervous.
Who was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, sir. You are in luck. It was Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal. A stone's throw from the Theleme embassy.
Thank you.
This man is completely owned by
Okay,
his
so a
love for
wealthy
the
merchant kidnapped this young
game. You
boy.
think you can trust him?
What would he gain from lying?
I have no idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from holding a penniless child?
Wait, I can touch this? Oh. Okay.
To my help! And death to the others! Come and taste my saber!
God.
To my help! To my help! And death to the others! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
I will say, I don't too much care about, oh, I knocked him out of his eye. I don't too much care about combat against people, as you can tell. So hopefully all the monsters are very nicely versed. which doesn't bode well because ACG's review also said that they kind of sacrificed monster variety, but the story was good, is from what I know. Like they do have a pretty good story as you go along, and it's intriguing.
Might I help you, sir?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive
And
him.
get you to the island
Enter,
and doing
please.
fun stuff. Yeah, yeah, very true. Yeah, throwing you right inside like an open area where they just give you side quests randomly just kind of feels like off. They should have did something where like they explain why your character's going on this ship and doing what he's doing, and then
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court.
maybe do like
You are Lord
two
Dressade.
or
and
three
to what
side
do I owe
quests,
the
and then
honour
from
of
there,
your visit, Excellency?
you move into
I would like
the
to have a
actual
word
open
with your
area,
husband.
and you do a bunch
He
of
is
stuff.
not here, but perhaps
Bunch of
I
the
could
fun
be of
stuff.
help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We're looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse
was
me,
he their son?
but I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
And it was like that beginning, like kind of set it up like, yeah, we're going on this voyage to do this important thing, but then you're like, you know what? We got so many problems in our city. Let's sit here for about like another 3 hours, just kind of doing menial stuff.
I'm very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern
Or at the
using
very
force.
least, set up
If he had
the
joined
main
your husband
story.
willingly,
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
these
The thing I
witnesses
thought
are
was
all in
weird
agreement,
is
and it's their testimonies that have led me
was
to your
chasing
doorstep.
after this cabin boy.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him.
Yeah.
A gesture
Yeah,
that
it is
your
weird.
drunkards must have misunderstood.
Especially since the captain said we could leave without the cabin boy. Like, we don't care. Like, the fact that we don't get the do we get the option to just leave him? Is that a thing? I don't know. Ask how they found their son.
How did you find your son's trail?
We have never stopped looking for him. We learned the new name they gave him, Jonas. My poor little Celestine. Then we learned the name of the ship he sailed on. No sooner had it docked in Serene than my husband had the crew watched closely.
Like the captain was
and
like,
we found him.
we could leave without him.
Where
He's just
might
a
I find
cabin
your son
boy.
now?
Oh, but
I
do you
cannot
mind looking
say,
for him?
Excellency.
Like, that's
You
what I
must
was like. Wait,
understand
what?
why. Until the Naughts have set sail,
That was
we live in
weird,
fear
like,
they will take him
dialogue.
back from us.
This pact. It sounds like some fear-inducing story.
The Naughts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
Yeah, I don't care for the cabin boy. I mean, I care for experience, I guess, but like, I'm not even really paying attention to this story for him. I get his family took him back, I guess. And they're setting something up by, I mean, he better be relevant if I'm doing all this to save him and bring him back. What's up with these people? Are they just talkable people?
But I still don't see Constantine at your side. I hope he has.
Don't
Oh.
worry.
I certainly.
I need to be leaving.
Okay. That's the dude that wanted me to find Constantine to begin with.
So, you still haven't found your cousin?
Have no fear.
I'm still...
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
taken.
I guess maybe it's
Her
just a
son
weird
is sea
setup,
gifted.
you know?
His parents were
If he's
required
important,
to
he's
give him
important,
to
but it's
honor
the fact
terms
that, like,
of
it just feels
contract.
weird to set
A
it up like,
contract? But what kind
yeah,
of contract are we
we're
speaking
finding
of?
a cabin boy.
A commercial contract.
Maybe if it was
In
like
exchange for
the
services
captain
rendered
adopted
by
this
the
dude
Nords,
as
some
like
families cede
a close
more
person to him or something. I don't know.
In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was
That's a
originally
bad
from
sign.
Serene.
If you don't-
But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small
He
child.
must not be that
And
memorable.
ever since, he's
since
been
you
a
just
Nord.
recently played
Our
it,
ships are his home.
what, 3
We
hours ago.
are his only family.
Okay.
Be back soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us?
Confusing with Constantine.
Sir de Corsillion's a veritable
I
well
gotcha.
of scientific knowledge. He could tell us a little more.
Yeah, because Constantine's our cousin, so
But I
he's
still
gonna
don't
be the
see
governor or
Constantine
something
at
like
your
that.
side.
Don't worry. We'll find
I
it.
certainly.
ask about the contract between the Nords and the Fountains.
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives... She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him...
Well, that is very unpleasant news, de Sade. We need to do all we can to bring
Why?
the boy back to his ship. Since time immemorial, there's always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Nords. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered in exchange. From time to time, the congregation has passed such accord, and certain noble families had to give their children up.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son because of some agreement signed between my uncle and the Nords?
No. That pact ended a long time ago. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance, via ships.
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
So he
Well, he
sold
probably
his
did
son,
it before the birth of the child, and regretted it afterwards.
and then they
But that
took him
is of
back
little
by
importance.
force.
What counts most is that you bring the boy back to the Nords as quickly as possible. Breaking a contract with the seafarers has always cost us dearly. Our nation could feel it in its coffers.
See,
I
if
will
this
do
is
my
so
best.
important, why did the captain say he's just a cabin boy?
selling
I
his
don't
own
care.
son for a
Before,
few boat rides.
what was the
For ugly, that is ugly.
Lady Fontaine didn't seem
Like,
to have any knowledge of that detail.
the captain himself,
could
who
be
should
of
know
use
all
to
these
us.
laws, right? He just was like, you know what, we could leave him if he doesn't come back. That's fine. Discover where Jonas is detained. Alright. So basically what I'm understanding is they sold their son for wealth, and him coming back, they ended up stealing him and just basically keeping him hidden from us, so he doesn't get put back into servitude on the ship, even though like they probably treat him well.
Excuse me, madam, but I haven't quite finished my inquiry yet.
If you would be so courteous, I would like you to leave. I have...
Threaten her. Okay.
Come on now, stop lying. Jonas was taken away by force against his will by armed men.
That is not true. Completely false. He...
Enough! With every word, you are a step closer to a prison cell.
Prison? But what would be the charges?
Kidnapping. Whether Jonas is your son or not, he is a Nord that you kidnapped and locked up. In the eyes of the prince, you have committed a crime that puts the interests of the congregation at great risk.
I beg of you, Your Excellency.
I
Have
lost
mercy
reputation
on a
from
poor
that?
mother who is looking
They told me
only
to
to
do that,
recover her
though.
child. We didn't
I
kidnap
didn't
our
know
own
that I
son.
would lose reputation.
And if you need to speak with him to be convinced, please do. He's in our warehouse, near the Coin Guard Plaza, next to the canal. I am certain that once you have heard his account, you will see the tragedy in our predicament and help us.
I regret threatening that woman. You didn't have a choice. She was lying, and we need to find that boy.
I had no other option but to threaten her, though. Was there... I didn't see no other option. So I just was supposed to be hated by the merchants, I guess. Alright, find a way to free Jonas. I don't know if I'm like doing a bad thing or not. Like, because he's back with his family. So do I want to free him? Potentially he's back with his family. I don't know. He could be like, maybe he did get stolen.
Here we are. Be careful. Fontaine won't be alone. He'll have his henchmen with him.
Let's just try to remain discreet.
Sir de Sade, what are you doing here?
I've come looking for your son. The Naughts are worried about his disappearance.
Those Naughts took him from us, but now we've got him back, and he'll be staying with us.
Would you be so kind as to hear what I have to say, Sir Fontaine?
I have a 50% chance to reason with him. Tell him about what Sir de Courcellon taught us.
I
Sure,
looked
let's
into
do
the
that.
contract that binds you to the Naughts. It was indeed you who ceded your son to them in exchange for help with your business with the bridge.
It is so. But that sort of contract is ignoble. I never would have signed it if I had known.
You should have thought of that before. Breaking the contract could have regrettable consequences for the congregation.
The prince will know how to negotiate with the Naughts. If they take my son back, my wife will die of sadness.
Her sadness will be all the more terrible if she learned of your role in the story, don't you think?
You wouldn't dare tell her. I beg you.
You're not leaving me with a choice.
Very well.
Oh, there you go. I got
Take
my
the key
reputation
and
back.
Take him away. Cursed be the day I delivered my son unto the Naughts.
All children leave the nest one day or another, sir. Farewell.
Yeah, all of them leave one day or another, but I'm forcing him to leave again. I don't know. I just don't... I don't get it. Alright. Where's this kid at? Yeah, look, they just got him locked up. Alright. Did you like being a Naut?
Who are you?
My name is de Sade. I am legate of the congregation. Your captain has sent me to find you.
And were you able to convince my father to allow me to go free?
Yes. Even if I had to bend his arm a little.
That doesn't surprise me. He seemed to have no intention of changing his mind. I feel more sorry for my mother. She seems so sweet and happy to see me.
You don't seem to be all that close to your parents.
I hadn't seen them since I was 5 years old. I barely remember them. They find me, capture me, and lock me up in this warehouse. Hard to grow close after all that. My family is the Naughts. I am sorry for my parents, but that is the way of it now. Can I go home?
Yes.
Okay.
You should still go and say farewell to your mother. Then find your way to the ship. I'll see you there.
What I don't get, though, as well, is like... Level 1 science and alchemical, and we could have destroyed this wall. That's interesting. What I don't get is, the Naughts are like just sailors, right? So, like, were we not powerful enough? Like, I'm like the cousin or the nephew of, what was it? I'm the nephew, I guess, of the prince. We could have did something where we didn't have to really bend the knee to the Naughts. I don't know. That worked out, though. It was weird, though. I just don't understand why we went to all that trouble to get him back. Inform Captain Vasca. Because basically they're just pirates, right? They're just sailors. So, does the sailors hold more weight than actual, you know, rulers that they had to send me to go and get this sailor that just meant nothing? Like, I don't know. I didn't think that was that important. The way he just said, basically, yeah, in the past it hasn't gone well for us So you better get him back. That's all that other guy said, essentially. And I'm just like, but why? What was the point? You know, like, they're basically driving us, you know? Like, we're the royalty type characters. Yeah, why not leave it at Constantine, right?
So, you still haven't found your cousin?
Have no fear.
My cabin.
You do.
All we can do. I do. Your actions bring you honor.
Okay, I did that. Alright, so I got reputation with
Be
the
back
Knots.
soon, Captain.
I guess. So we have a cabin boy to get us beer. Yeah. Right? That's the guys of it. I guess maybe it pays off later if you side with the Knots. I'm also wondering how big factions play into this, like depending on what faction you have the most like rating with. Cause I don't get it. I don't understand the importance of it. It's like, yeah, we got a cabin boy back. He's gonna give us all the mead and bread that we want. This confuses me a little bit. Oh, these guys
Orders
are up.
haven't changed, you know. No.
No one passes.
Did you hear the bell?
The bell of the Port Authority.
Of course. We're not in Thélème, you know. You better get going. All the Nauts must run.
Damn, we didn't hear either. We're done for. Come on, we need.
Be off with you. I'll watch over the warehouse.
That easy. What bell? Was he stupid? How do I have such high intuition where I can just do that? There was no bell because I definitely didn't start on the right foot with the Knots slaying a bunch of them. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really curious if that's gonna play at all. That was funny because there's no bell. Like, was he drunk or something? That was weird. I don't understand how that worked. Oh, are these them?
Damnation,
The
we've been
heretics?
found. I told you that the smuggler was not worthy of our trust.
The man to which you are referring was arrested and thrown into prison, but revealed to me your hiding place.
Oh, the traitor!
Have you come to deliver us to the Inquisition then? Please, please, have pity on our souls. We have committed no crime. We are not heretics. We are nothing more than historians.
In that case, why is the ambassador of Thélème so concerned about
Oh,
your
my
teachings?
neck handkerchief
Why
was like,
is the Inquisition
it was
looking
having
for you, and why
an
are you
attack a
hiding?
little bit there.
Our only error was wanting to publish our work.
Dumbest guard
It's
ever.
true.
Yeah, basically.
We presented our research, but it didn't please the censor. And here you have the result.
We fled all the way to Serene, thinking
didn't
we
even
would
look
be
like,
safe. But the Inquisition wants to silence us so badly that they followed us here.
It didn't even look like that option was filled in. Like, shouldn't it had said what you're gonna say and then say that's the intuitive option? It just said intuition. So like that confused me. Like, what? Like, I don't know. Oh, the screen is kind of messing up. I guess I'll ask about their the possibility
Did you
of making
try
an
speaking
agreement.
with the censors? You could forget what you have discovered, perhaps.
Oh, we have signed already an abjugation stating that we misunderstood the sacred texts of St. Lucius. We were even ready to say that we had never seen the true text, or anything else that would have pleased them.
It served no purpose. It's our lives they are after.
What is
Who
their
were you
split
hoping
plan?
would give you asylum?
We were hoping to reach Al-Sad. The Inquisition won't chase us into the den of their enemies.
Our research won't interest the Bridge Alliance, or at least I doubt it. But at least we'll be safe.
By entering Al-Sad as clandestines, you risk being taken for spies.
That would be better than being burned at the stake.
Tell me more about your research. What about it is so horrifying that it would provoke...
Our work concerned the teaching,
The disciple of Saint Matthias. The one who returned to
the very same. His writing was carefully preserved, but never...
With the discovery of Tir Fredi, we thought it crucial to take a look at the original text. We wanted to verify if this island could have been the faraway place that he spoke of. The Eden of St. Matthias.
And? What did you find?
Tir Fredi is without any doubt the land that our Saint Matthias and his disciples went to. But the text that we discovered was radically different from what we expected to find.
In the original text, St. Lucius doesn't speak of an Eden, of the paradise of the illuminated. He speaks of a voice that came from the depths of the earth, which convinced St. Matthias to stay there.
It was written in black and white, and there is no doubt about it. The original was written in Lucius's own hand.
I understand now what that text has cost you. This voice from the depths sounds more the power of a demon than a saint.
The sacred texts are always difficult to interpret, but what is written is written.
I see. Well, you have no other choice but to run and seek refuge in enemy territories.
I beg of you, please do not deliver us to them. Let us continue on this path.
Proceed with their arrest. Propose to speak to the Bridge Alliance ambassador. Let them be on their way. Okay, so these guys were pursuing like some sort of, was it like some sort of prophecy of Saint Lucius, but instead the text turned out to be something of like a demon being in the area that they thought was going to be where they were kind of going to find their like prophecy type of thing. Why is this glitching out? It's like it's moving weirdly when I sit for a minute. I don't know if I'm the only one seeing that. Propose to speak to the Bridge Alliance ambassador. What would that do if I propose to speak with him? I can just arrest him for lunatics. But let them be on their way. I don't think I can let them be on their way either. I don't like arresting people though either. I'm really like, I'm thinking this one, and maybe I'll just try and speak to the Bridge Alliance ambassador, see if what I can do about it from there, seeing as I might have more pull. They need a timer. What do you mean? Like on these choices where you pick stuff? That'd be interesting. I'm gonna speak to the Bridge Alliance.
I could have a word with the good Dr. Sahin, the ambassador of the Bridge Alliance. If he can be persuaded to offer you asylum, you would be saved.
Your goodness honors you. May the illuminated forever light your path.
If I manage to convince the ambassador, you'll need to refrain from that sort of blessing.
I am in sort of good
Stay
terms
here.
with Sahin.
I'll be back.
Still, so I think I can do that. Maybe. And give these dudes asylum. Yeah, that would make the choices more realistic. Because basically, you know, you're kind of just sitting there in front of them, like, just staring at them in silence while you try and pick. Yeah, I feel like I've spent too much time here. I think what they needed to do was set up the reason for leaving, have you leave, and then maybe when you come back, eventually you do these side missions. I think that might have been a little bit more beneficial than you spend time with the crew. Maybe they could have had a mission with the cabin boy on the ship and then he gets taken, and then maybe that sets up something, you know? I think that might have been like a little bit more easier of a setup.
Lord de Sade.
As for
I
the-
would
for
like
the
to talk to you
historians.
about a rather delicate matter.
I am listening.
A couple of historians have made a recent discovery concerning Mateus, the founder of the mythical Teleme. And it
'Cause I still don't care
seems
for
that
the
this is
Cannon Boy.
not to the liking of the Illuminated, or at least his more fervent subjects.
These sinister hypocrites are going to want to burn them at the stake.
Without a doubt. And that's why these poor people are begging you to offer them asylum.
We are willing. Where are they to be found at this time?
At the port of Serene. They were hoping to stow away discreetly on a vessel to Al-Sad.
Very well. I shall send an escort immediately to take them somewhere safe.
Okay.
I need to be going.
Goodbye.
I don't necessarily
We
trust
owe
this
you
dude
our
either,
lives.
but hopefully
We
this-
are eternally
they're-
grateful.
That's all.
It was nothing. I hope you won't have too much difficulty adapting to your new country.
If you would allow me, I would like to give you this. It's
Farewell.
You have
Hey,
a
we got
kind
gold.
heart, Greenblood. It'll be the end of you, but that doesn't bother me. I wouldn't have wanted those poor buggers to end up on a burning pyre.
It would seem that I'm not the only one with a tender heart.
Alright, I still have to tamper with the ship's log. Which, I've done all the missions, and I don't think I've gotten the outfit. Which confuses me a little bit. Yeah, I think it would have been better if they have you leave, like, a little bit faster. And then when you come back, you do all this stuff, you know, like, expand your city or something like that. Oh, I forgot to do this, to inform the Thelm ambassador. Let's do that. Oh. Oh, you just let them be? Like you let them stow away or whatever? Yeah, that's cool. I love choice games. I mean, like, it's very interesting to see what other people do. I think that's gonna contribute to me being able to actually even watch you stream this too more, because it's gonna be different, you know, for both of us playing it. So I
Good
think
day, Excellency.
those are the fun things about games
Sir
like
de
this.
Sade, to what do I owe the pleasure?
It pains me to inform you that the heretics you seek have fled.
Curse them! How could that possibly have happened?
Tell the truth, lie. What would I tell the truth that I just let them go? I'm not for enforcing the government. I'm gonna lie.
Alas, these renegades have found protection with the ambassador of the Bridge Alliance. I would not have been able to capture them without risking a diplomatic incident that my uncle would have condemned.
The bridge. I thought as much. Those heretics have turned to them.
He does.
But I had hoped
This whole
that you
government
might
kind of seems
intervene
sketchy
quickly
in my
enough to
area, at
stop
least,
them.
like this city.
It is truly
that we're
regrettable.
reigning at.
We have nothing else to do but pray that the Luminous might shield us from their lies.
Okay.
I
We
must
did
be
it.
going. Farewell, Excellency.
I'm playing a
May
lot
the-
of good parts though, at least. I don't think I've made too many enemies of anything at the moment, you know. Yeah, like your area seems kind of corrupt from like just from certain things I've messed with so far. Other than your mother, it's like your mother might be like the only shining person and she's dying basically. So yeah. Not good. And it seems like your father is dead because he's nowhere to be seen. So it's like your house is kind of falling off. Alright, I still need to do this, but I don't have the stuff to sneak in.